Thank you for tuning into this week's vlog. I recently read an article from Mayo Clinic that talked about the importance of mindset. Mindset affects our ability to overcome from setbacks we face and lead a fulfilling life. I could really relate to this topic, so I wanted to share parts of the article with you today and then provide some of my personal insight on this topic. Here's an excerpt from the article. It says, "Can you change the way you think about yourself and your mindset? Or improve how you feel just by altering your thoughts?" Turns out, yes. Your brain is like a muscle. Regular exercise makes it stronger. Give your brain new challenges, feed it new knowledge, and focus it for longer periods of time. These exercises can create new and denser connections of neurons, which will make your brain more powerful. Wow, this is so fascinating. I think about challenges that I've had in my life. And if this is your first time checking out my videos, you can see that quite obviously I'm in a wheelchair. And I've been a quadriplegic since I was 16 years old. My mindset, or another way to say it, my attitude, has had a profound impact on my life, especially since my accident. The article goes on to talk about the difference between our fixed mindset and growth mindset. A fixed mindset is when we see ourselves through the lens of how other people see us. If we have a fixed mindset and encounter mistakes or setbacks, we're more likely to interpret these as personal shortcomings. And this results in negative emotions, self-doubt, and blaming others. When I had my accident, I was definitely guilty of having a fixed mindset. I had such a hard time getting over the fact that I could no longer do many of the things that I enjoyed doing before. I looked at life through the lens of I can't instead of I can. But a growth mindset is when we is when we understand that we can grow from mistakes and setbacks. We're more adaptable, more resilient, and more willing to learn from our mistakes. With a growth mindset, we're able to take on new challenges and even accept constructive feedback from others. With the help of friends, family, mentors, and therapists, I was soon able to develop a growth mindset after my accident. I started to focus on what I could do instead of what I couldn't do. And my attitude has made all the difference in what I've achieved in my journey. You get a choice of what you think about. I'm going to say it again. You get a choice of what you think about. This is so important. It's so important to believe that today because our brains are stronger than we realize. If we sit and let all sorts of junk come into our thoughts and take over our minds, we're not going to be able to take on the challenges that we face in our lives. But you can choose to focus on the good things going on in your life. And this will make you much happier and much more pleasant to even be around. So crucial. Doesn't this sound a lot better? But how do you go about having and really getting into a growth mindset? Mayo Clinic actually has several tips. Let's take a look. They suggest when you face a challenge, view it as an opportunity and not a threat. Another one, recall times when you successfully learned something and increased your understanding. Try a saying is believing exercise. Identify a struggle and imagine writing a letter to someone struggling with the same issue. What advice would you give? Explaining how someone else can respond makes it easier to recall those thoughts and put them into action for yourself. Another one is think, I'm curious to learn what will happen if I try this challenge. This will keep you from focusing on a particular outcome or expectation. And the last one is, if you aren't 100% successful at reaching a goal, try thinking, I will try a different approach the next time I do this and apply what I learned the first go around. Now, another tip that, as I was looking at this, that really can be added to this list when faced with a challenge is to look back and see how other challenges worked out in the past and trust that this will work out also. This is what I've done with COVID. Over the years, I have experienced times where my mind thought, this is the worst thing that could happen. This is going to be awful. And it actually turned out for good. Like when I was dating Doug, 2 months into our dating relationship, I had to be in the hospital for 6 weeks. I thought this was the worst situation possible. I thought Doug was going to end our relationship, and I thought that it would end our relationship because of me being in the hospital. However, I was determined to have a positive attitude, and when I left the hospital, I saw so many good things that came from this happening. I was able to see that Doug had such a great, caring heart, and we were able to go deeper in our relationship because of me being in the hospital. It caused us to grow closer and even more in love. So with COVID, I looked back to this example and realized that so much good came from that. Therefore, a lot of good could come from this. I've just been trusting that everything is going to work out for the better and that I will see that in time. And we are already seeing this in bits and pieces. So I truly believe that our mindset has a profound impact on our lives. Be sure to leave a comment if you enjoyed this video. And I also encourage you to save this video to watch again later for when you are going through a challenge. And make sure you read the full Mayo Clinic article, which I've linked in the caption of this video. Talk to you next time.